me, Nicholas, with some more adventures in locksmithing, but we're doing a different show today. Many know this Adventures in Locksmithing originally started over on my Backyard TARDIS YouTube channel. It's just kind of a side thing. I was doing this vlog, but that channel mainly talks about sci-fi, Star Trek, Star Wars, Doctor Who, Stargate, all that kind of stuff, superheroes and whatnot, just kind of all the sci-fi stuff, because I'm a big fan of all that. But there are times when that pop culture stuff, that sci-fi and locksmithing intermingle. And I separated the channels just because I found that there were people wanting to do this, and they would subscribe for the Adventures in Locksmithing and unsubscribe when, I did an hour-long video on Sonic the Hedgehog. And then I would have other people who would be all there for that, but they weren't interested in this stuff, and so it was giving me a very mixed audience. So, all that said, I am a nerd. And I have been noticing when I watch stuff that I see stuff differently now that I'm a locksmith. And so I'm watching Ahsoka. Ahsoka's coming out, and I saw a lot of discourse about how when they saber slashed to lock doors. Now, let's go ahead and pull to that clip.
Seal the door!
Okay, so in here, they slice the controls, the door slams down, and that's how they secure it. And a lot of people are like, these people don't know how doors work. Well, and there was a lot of complaining on that. However, I would like to remind you of this. Yes, so back in A New Hope, Luke shot the door to lock the door. This is kind of a concept that has been done over and over again in the Star Wars universe, shooting the control panel to lock something. Which is funny because in other programs, we've seen somebody shoots it to open something, sometimes too. But this has been kind of charged as completely unrealistic. I'm here to tell you, it's not that far off from the real world. When you have electronic locks, they have one of two different designs. There's failed safe and failed secured. Now, certain lock applications can only do fail safe. For instance, a mag lock. That's a big, giant, powerful magnet. It's like that. If the power's cut, the magnet, it's electromagnetic. It has no power. It's open. But if you do standard hardware and you do an electrified latch, so what that is at the door, there's the latch goes into the hole. Your thing goes on there, and you can push the panic bar and it'll pull it open or whatever, or you pull the handle down and it retracts the latch in there. But with an electronic strike, I said latch earlier, I was wrong. That's a different thing. Electronic strike. Let's get our stuff right here. Other locksmiths are going to be watching it. Well, actually, it's called, no, it's electronic strike. The strike will electronically release. And so that when you want the door to be open, whether it be by a pin pad, a swipe card, whatever it is, whether eye scanner, hand scanner, however fancy you want to get it, it electronically lets loose, and then the door can just be pushed open. Even though the lock, the physical mechanical lock, is still locked. The latch doesn't retract. It's actually the strike that gives way. And so this allows you to have a decision. Do you want failed safe or fail secure? Now, why is it called fail safe? Let's call it fail safe because of fire. In an emergency, power's knocked out, all that kind of stuff. Do you want people to be able to open the doors? A lot of times, if there's an interior door with this, it'll be fail safe because fire code will say, hey, if the person on this side that normally isn't allowed on that side, suddenly the building's on fire, the power goes out, and they can't get out this way because of the fire, they need to evacuate through that door. It's got to be fail safe. Then you have the other end. Fail secure is usually on exterior doors where the inside, there's mechanical hardware that'll let you physically open it up sometimes. But fail secure is the idea, hey, the power goes out, that latch locks. It ends its power in the lock position. The other one, when the power goes out, it unlocks. Is its last action, it's left unlocked. And then anybody can open it out. So failed secured, usually if they deem it necessary, there's enough reason to say the potential of people needing to go through that because of the emergency is outweighed by the need to secure the stuff in it. Usually exterior doors failed secure so that when the power goes out, hey, rescue workers might have to break down the door if they need to go in, but the building needs to be secured so that every time there's a brownout, people can't loot your business. Interior doors, however, when it's a failed secure, that is something where something behind that door needs to be of enough sensitive value to do that. Money room, medicine room at a hospital, certain things like that are fail secure. But a lot of times interior doors have to be fail safe to meet with fire code. But there are exceptions. And usually the other thing is it a pathway between one main area to another? Is it an individual, like if it's a set-off room, a lot of times they can be fail secure. If it's to a specific small restricted area that does not have a lot of people working in it on a regular basis, sometimes it can be fail secure. And different areas, different fire codes apply. Now here on the Empire, so we have the one there with Luke and all that. Fire safety is not something I think the Empire is concerned with. I mean, it's not like they're responding to OSHA's complaints about no handrail. So I totally believe that any blast door on the Death Star is fail secured. If somebody, they don't want people shooting the panels to be able to get through blast doors. So you knock out the power at that door panel, that door is going to fall down and secure closed. Now, a lot of times you still have a mechanical lock. So in that New Hope, when you saw like the doors kind of going up just a little bit and a little bit, what I see there is that stormtrooper had a hand crank because the power's out. They weren't like rewiring and being able to like, no, he was sitting there hand cranking. That's what I envision in my mind, knowing how this stuff works. That's what I imagine is happening when it like goes up a little bit, and they start shooting from below. But the Ahsoka one. So of all the things people are complaining now, the fact that they didn't do that right at the beginning, the fact that these are essentially some alien powers turning them into like zombie troopers, whatever, and they're not being hack and slashed, that's a whole other thing. But the idea that they're able to slash the panels and close the doors, that's not far-fetched. That is a failed secure. However, I will say it's on an exit route. So if there was ever going to be, whoever, the Night Sisters or whatever, they built that tower, they really don't have a respect for life, because a stairwell is an exit route, and that should always be fail-safe. So there's a little bit there. But, Empire on the Death Star, like, I would 100% expect that to be failed secure. A castle, you would hope that it would be fail-safe, but apparently it wasn't, because that's not how it played out in the show. But I just thought it was funny because I saw everyone having this discourse about this and going, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, that was in the first Star Wars movie. And, I haven't talked about it on my other channel. I'm going to. I'll probably talk about it and highlight this. But there's a rule of thumb on stuff like this. When something's good, you overlook these things. A New Hope was good. We overlooked it. Now, Ahsoka had a lot of amazing points, a lot of events that happened that if you were deep in the lore, you're watching all the cartoons, reading the books, the comics, and all that stuff, there was a ton of Easter eggs, a ton of things happening, implications. But if you don't have all that background, if you don't have all that in your mind, it wasn't a good show. And there was a lot of performances and different stuff. And so I see that is why people latch on to nitpicky things like this, as they see this and that. But, when you're watching a fun show, a lot of times you don't. So this is just a new series where I'm going to take things in pop culture and going to say, is that really how locks work? For that. Now, of course, this is in Star Wars, but hey, I'm the backyard TARDIS. I'm going through. I'm locksmithing through space and time in my little TARDIS van here. So yeah, let's bring it on and let's do some of this. So this is going to be a little bit of a nerdy outlet on here. I'm not going to be posting these videos all the time, but just here and there, going to post them, and they will be in a playlist. Think of a name for me. What should we call this playlist? Where a locksmith looks at pop culture, a locksmith locksmithing in movies. We got to come up with something for it, but kind of what I'm going to title these videos. But let me know, and just really excited to do this. I have a number of ones going from like MacGyver, Burn Notice. Of course, I got another Star Wars one, Mando, Empire. I'm going to help you with the whole facial recognition thing. And of course, the one that really kind of made me think about all this, and this is going to be a much more harder one for me to do because Paramount's not good about this stuff, but they had the South Park Independentverse. Never watched South Park before, watched that, and although I will say the crude language was not my kind of thing, the B story, which everybody kind of poo-pooed and said, that wasn't, it's all about the Kathleen Kennedy stuff, which that would be from my other channel, but the stuff that they did about service providers and the way people view going to college versus getting into the trades, and, like they're showing them fixing stuff. There are so many things I want to comment on that, because they're really directly talking about people in my industry, plumbers, electricians, framers, carpenters, all these different handyman trades going in there, and so I want to get into that. But now I'm going through Burn Notice with my wife, and like they'll explain things. I'm like, oh, that is like so horribly wrong. So I've been like writing, okay, got to do that one. So this is just a fun way to kind of nerd out, talk about locksmithing, but with a nerdy twist. All right, hope everybody's having a good day. I will catch you later, and with some more adventures in locksmithing.